Oh yeah, here we go. Hello everyone. Here we are. What day is it? Thursday.
Yeah.
Day early today. And the reason we're doing our show on a Thursday is because the weather is about to change.
No way.
It
I
is.
don't believe it, mate. Nah,
Months and months of rain and wind, and now tomorrow, sunshine, calmness, fishing season, anchovies round, still a few workups lagging around.
Kingies,
Kingfish around, some of the local haunts. Kingfish on the places like Horn Rock, Anchorite, the heaps of them.
Yep.
So if you're into kingfish, now's the time to get your stick bait out, eh?
So I better start doing it.
Get your stick bait out, mate.
Lead by example.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we're going to tell you about where to catch the fish probably a bit later in the show. One thing I want to tell you is we've started a new Ocean Angler Facebook group for VIP. So if you're a hardcore Ocean Angler fan and you want to be in the Ocean Angler family, make sure you join the Ocean Angler VIP club because we're going to give away something every day.
It's not a scam this time.
It's not a scam, Woolwood.
Yeah, sorry about those.
We've created this group so the scammers can't get in.
Oh, good.
Yes, because you have to be. We look at everyone who applies to join them. We look at them, and before we let them in, we'll make sure they're not a scammer. So we're going to do 7 days of giveaways in that group, not on our Facebook page, in that group. So make sure you can just search it on. Go to Facebook, search Ocean Angler VIP Club, and it will come up. Ask to be to enter, and we'll check you out. And if you're cool, we'll let you in. So there you go. So that's good, eh?
Yeah. So you're kind of a bouncer.
Yep. I'll be the bouncer. Yeah, if you want me to. Who else could be the bouncer? You can be the bouncer.
I'll be a bouncer too.
You can be the bouncer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty exciting. So on a Facebook group, you guys can post up stuff yourself as well. And if you've got any issues with anything, you can post it up there. There'll be fishing banter. There'll be,
Tips and tricks.
Yeah. Taking the mickey out of each other, all that kind of fun stuff around fishing because it's more of a community. It's just not us telling you guys stuff all the time. You guys can post up your own stuff as well. Yeah,
that'll be good.
So that's good. So what have you got to say, mate?
Oh, well, I was hoping that you'd go on for a bit longer because you know me, I can just go and fill the void.
Oh, yeah. Oh, one other thing. So I've been out fishing. All I do, mate. You know what I do, mate?
No, I don't.
I haven't been past.
I know what you do.
I haven't been past Motatapu. All I've been doing is cruising around, find little anchovy schools. They're not big anchovy schools yet, but they're there. Cast them in little microbaits like that, and use my haswing to stay in the school, and just so much fun. I don't care if they're not big fish. I just love just catching them and having the little fight on the Tansui rod. And then if you go around some of the local reefs, points, structures, there's plenty of kingfish as well.
Cool. Have you hooked a few?
I haven't.
It's a bit early yet, isn't it?
Yeah, I went out with Andre the other day and he caught one.
Oh,
yeah. I was driving the boat because I forgot the remote control for the haswing. I went out the other day and I had one come up and have a go at my lure, but I didn't catch it. But it was a really slow morning for some reason. Yeah. And so I'm into that, and I've got my little legato, the 165mm.
Yeah, because we haven't done much about that so far.
No,
and it's already armed with hooks.
Yeah.
I haven't really pushed that out enough.
Yeah, so I walked through the warehouse the other day and saw these little stick baits. And oh man, you may even better run them on your V2, mate.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, yeah. You're like,
nah, it's still like a 50-pound.
Yeah, but it's only a little.
30.
It's a little stick bait. It's only about that big.
They're 165s.
Yeah. So I can't wait to go out and have a go at that. And just with this haswing, I'm in love with this thing.
Yeah.
When I first put it on the boat, I said, I don't know if I really want that on the front of the boat, but got talked into it, and now I just use it all the time.
Yeah.
I just cruise around, park next to a reef or a point or something,
you
cast
don't need
with
to
stick
take me
baits.
anymore. You can just go and
No,
fish by
that's why I
yourself.
don't take you anymore, mate. I don't. It's
been
like having
replaced by a
having a crew member on the boat who drives the boat for you. It's so good. Yeah. So that's me. I've been out workup fishing twice, both pretty good days. I'll tell you at the end where I've been going for those, and I'll tell you where the anchovies are too. But I'm not going to tell you to the end of the show, so you keep watching.
Yeah, because I think it's really important. This time of the year can be such a tough time if you don't really know what you're doing. or if you're not willing
So
to
you
go
must
and
be
change,
struggling then.
well, that's a very clever one, mate. I see where you're going on that one. It's just about the ability to go and change, because if something you're doing isn't working, you just got to try other things. For example, sometimes metal lures can be better, sometimes soft baits can be better, sometimes, to be honest, bait can be better, but vice versa too. Soft baits can be better, or jigs. So if one thing isn't working, try another, especially this time of the year where the snapper is spawning. It can be a colour, it can be a size of the lure. All those things just trigger.
Can I just say one thing about that? Like,
Sure.
so I was in an anchovy school just by Rangitoti the other day by the barges, and was using my microbaits. Wasn't getting many bites. Changed for a little flea straight away, mate.
Oh, wow.
Caught some fish.
Wow.
Yeah. So the flea worked better than the microbait.
Oh, I'm
but on the
disappointed by
Tansui
that.
rod. Yeah, I was a bit disappointed too. But yeah, just so carry on.
Might have
Mate.
just
Sorry
been,
for interrupting you.
might have been your soft bait skills, to be honest, but we'll move on from that.
Oh, that's good. A bit of banter, a bit of a comeback there. Maybe we'll put you in charge of the new group, mate.
So, yeah, the great thing about now is that you can do really well out wide. Chasing the workups, there's still enough to make it worthwhile. And also there is quite a lot in close. And they're not just small fish. Admittedly, there are quite a number of them, but there's enough decent sized ones to make it worthwhile. And the great thing about going down in size is that you get a wider range of different fish. And also different sizes of fish. So different species, different sizes. You never know what's going to happen next. And you can be really surprised by just the size, the big size of what will actually eat a very small offering.
Yeah.
I'm sorry we keep on banging on about small things, but especially this time of the year, when you've got these little bait fish, sometimes they're white baits, sometimes they're little anchovies, sometimes they're actually baby pilchards. And you just don't really know what they are until they start spewing them out in your boat. But
true.
anyway, it's all creating the same sort of thing. You often get the kahawai feeding on the surface, accompanied by quite often little kingfish as well, and some bigger ones as well sometimes.
Right.
So it's a very exciting time, and it's up to you to whether or not you're casting into feeding workups where there are kingfish and kahawai at the top, then more snapper and trevally and stuff at the. Oh no, we've lost our light, but that's
all right.
I'm sure we're still beautiful. Or if they're not feeding at this time of the year, it can be very hard just fishing normally. It's one of the few times I actually recommend dragging, and that's where it's where you actually
Works,
just
eh?
have. Actually, I've
Listen
got
to this,
already.
people,
So,
because this really works.
so at times casting and letting your lure sink down and giving it plenty of time to get down is the way to do it. But when at this time of the leading up to the warmer times, so often the snapper are right on the bottom, they're hard on the bottom, they're feeding on sea worms, they're feeding on shellfish, they're feeding on crabs. And so having something, especially like I do find that the old bruised banana and
that's got to
a
be
little
a favourite.
fella like this,
dragger.
that works so well, that one. Also having the little new penny.
And use a big jig head, eh, when you're dragging?
Yeah, like if
It's
in
gotta
doubt,
be on
if
the
in
bottom.
doubt.
Yeah.
But I find usually, say 20 metres, half to 5/8 of an ounce is usually enough.
Yeah.
But if you're not getting down and staying down, I like just like you used to talk about, how to
Tick,
get the
tick, tick,
ticks on
tick,
it.
tick.
So your rod's sort of going
it's got to do that.
tick, tick, and you actually think you're getting bites when you first start it.
You do.
But later on, you realise just a much sharper bite is actually signalled.
Yeah.
And when that happens, instead of striking, you actually just lift your rod a bit. They hang on to it harder, and that's when you actually go and set it. So you'll be having your rod tip going tick, 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 and then it goes harder. You lift it up a bit. They pull down harder. Gotcha. And the whole thing about the dragging is not moving your lure too much. If you're too active, they're not interested.
Yeah, I kick your ass at that, eh?
It's because you're the most inactive person I know fishing. You're very active. You're very active moving when we want to go different places.
Oh, I'm glad
but
you've
once we're there, you'll lie on your back and you'll look up at the sun, or with your hat over your face, and you'll leave your rod in the holder and hope that something big hops on. And occasionally, it's like a charity object. They'll take advantage. They'll actually go, I feel sorry for Paul, I better hop on.
Mate,
and off we go. And it can be quite exciting for you. You quite often snap your rod off and it will go in the water.
Yeah, all kinds of things happen. But I'm just so happy. You know what I'm so happy about, mate? You give me a bit of, you're giving it back to me. Normally sit there and take it.
Yeah.
Now it's giving it back. So welcome back, mate.
Yeah, no, cheers, buddy. And other little things because they're looking for little grubby things, like, yes, we have the, we've also got the Atomic Sunrise version as well. And these, they can also be fantastic over at the mussel farms.
Yep.
So when you're fishing around
Mate,
there,
you can use anything there, eh? I
yeah,
went
although
to the
I
mussel
find these
farm
little
and
ones
caught
are
the
the
snapper on a G-bomb.
well,
I just dropped it straight down, caught them on a
but
G-bomb.
I actually understand that because
Yeah.
there's nice little. We'll talk about those
Yeah,
shortly.
yeah.
But yeah, anything that's sort of grubby and which imitates something
Anything
small
that's
on the
grubby.
bottom. Yeah, and so yeah, I'm not going to say anything. That's a pretty obvious one, so we
Yeah,
won't go there.
Anything that's grubby
But
will work.
This little TRD craws, that's another one which has got surprisingly large fish, like some real big
Yeah,
snapper,
that's-
up to about 5 or 6 kilos.
That's
on
my
that little
second
sucker.
favourite microbait, the crawfish.
Yeah, craws.
I love those
Yep.
things.
So they're very cool.
Can I say one thing
like-
about one of my favourite dragging baits,
Why
mate?
don't you?
Is the 5-inch Gold Rush, the black one.
Oh
That-
yeah,
That black
really?
one works real good. Yep.
And like we never sell
I
them.
used to use root beer gold, but because no one
Oh,
bought
okay,
them because
yeah.
they look ugly, we had to stop selling them. But now there's one called Gold Rush, which is very similar, and I bet you that works good.
It's funny how just sometimes we just don't push something hard enough and it just goes away.
Yeah,
It's a shame.
yeah,
But the rest of it, of course, when you're fishing for these little anchovies, it's about having very small lures. And like Paul's already shown you, some of these little ones,
Oh,
like that's the odd man out. Like it's small enough to go and be mistaken for
Odd man
a
out.
type. Yeah, because it's not. It really doesn't look like the anchovies, but it's small enough to be a reasonable replica. Still get them feeding because quite often they get very focused on small objects.
Do you reckon fish can see colour?
They see it in a different way.
Really?
Yeah, they have rods instead of cones. So
Oh,
they
wow.
in their eyes. So yeah.
Ah,
And of course, you
shit,
got
you're
something like this
clever, eh,
here.
mate?
Every now and then I get it right. This here, the deal. So little ones like that, this time of the year, going small is really the way. And later on, as the season goes further and the fish get a little bit bigger, the little bait fish, we can move on to having something like the deal and the little paddle tail, 4-inch paddle tail.
Yep.
I also really like the just motor oil in small, no matter what it is, whether it's a little jerk shad like this
Oh, I
one, or
love
whether,
that one, mate.
or whether it's a
4-inch.
little grub or whatever.
Yeah.
They
4-inch baits, man, are good, eh?
and shine a UV torch on that sucker, it
Yeah.
just lights up.
And lots
like
of
you
people
wouldn't
don't
believe.
realise we've got 5-inch jerk shads and 4-inch. And anchovies can go for the 4-inch every time, man. Yeah, I use 4-inch a lot.
And of course, we will just show what you were fishing just recently, which are the little
Pixels
fleas.
and fleas, yep.
So
Yep.
these are what Paul had on. So
Yep. So you get your Tansui rod. So if anchovy season, make sure you get yourself a light rod. Tansui is just brilliant for the anchovy
was the
season.
28 gram all right? Because I would have thought it was a bit heavy.
No,
for
it was a small one, mate. It was
Oh,
a
okay.
14 gram.
Oh, okay. Oh,
14
perfect.
gram on the
Yeah.
Tansui. I was casting a country mile, and so you can go right down in size, but you get like it's pretty hard to do on your soft bait rod. Yeah.
Yeah, what I find, what's interesting to me is, although the really realistic ones like that one can be devastating, this Lumo one, and I find it in the little weasel as well.
Yeah.
That Lumo,
Yeah.
for some reason,
Yeah.
it's just a winner.
I've kind of got a love and hate relationship with this colour.
Yeah, it's got like
Sometimes,
me with Bruce Banana.
sometimes it just goes off, and other days you just can't get a touch on it. So you got to. It's definitely worth trying
To me,
on a
yeah.
hard day. But then you got the pixels, mate. These things.
And so
are
these are
bloody
the
good.
latest. Unfortunately, because of the weather, I've only used it
Right,
once out deep.
yeah.
But I can't wait. They're in 35 gram, the 28
Yeah.
and 21.
Yeah.
So
Go the 21 on the anchovies, I reckon.
yeah, I think
yeah.
that'll be just ideal. They're really realistic colours. They have a different action to the fleas, so that we're not trying to replace them. They have an asymmetrical side, so it gives them a little bit of a centre weighted.
Yeah.
flutter.
They're centre
So
weight. These are like
they
these
move
are like
differently.
fleas are like
But they're still-
symmetrical.
They're tungsten though.
Yeah, fleas are symmetrical, and pixels are got a belly weight, so
Yeah.
more of a kind of a slow pitch style shape.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that sort of thing. We've that's taken care of inshore.
Yes.
But further out, like we've had some really good feedback recently on the guys saying, hey, you guys have excelled yourselves with both the G bombs and
yes.
with the fish fingers. I'll start with these because these still are such a good lure. There's the fish finger, and that colour is great for snapper and kingies. This is actually my all-time favourite for the kingfish. You notice I've actually got a jelly baby. And I'm actually tarting up quite a lot of my lures with jelly babies just because they last so long.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
They'll last like 1 or 2 trips at least very often.
Especially now you've got the new fish fingers with the sliding, but it'll be even better with the
that's
jelly.
right. That's right.
Jelly baby
Because
now.
it doesn't sit that well the way
No,
it is.
that's right.
I still find they catch really well.
Yeah.
But it forced me to do something which we tell people not to do, and that's to
right.
attach it to the split ring,
well, it's all
because
fixed
it lets
now.
it hang down better.
Yeah.
But yeah, have a look at the latest fish fingers. Some of them are actually got a different little attachment on the top, and it does take things to a different level. So those are very interesting. They catch snapper and kings so well, just depending on whether you do slow or fast. Now, do you want to go and talk about?
Yeah. So G-bombs. So I was just reading a message from Mike Troll from Ultimate Charters. I actually want to read it to you, what he said about G-bombs. So this is a charter skipper in Auckland, and he messages me with feedback about our lures. He's a real good dude. And let's see I'll tell you what he said. He said, G-bombers, get down quickly, especially in a workup. Outfished everything, ratio 2 to 1.
Wow.
There it is.
Wow.
That's from the man himself,
He's
who
out there all
was a
the
bit
time.
sceptical about G-bombs first of all, but now he's saying they're out fishing the other lures 2 to 1.
Wow.
So, good.
What do you reckon it's down to, mate?
What I reckon it's down to is the ability for this tiny little tail to actually swim down deep. Like if you compare it with that, so that doesn't really swim that well. That's just like a lump of rubber, really, isn't it? Might waft around a bit, but this thing actually swims like a curly tail, and it's got a smaller hook on the bottom as well.
Okay.
Yep. So that's a smaller to give it more action. And this shape gets down better as well. So if you're using a 100-gram slide or even 140, you can go down to an 80-gram. So you can get so they get down fast, and you got this tiny little morsel down in 50 meters swimming along the bottom. It's just too much for a snapper to resist. And that's the reason why. But we do need to educate you guys a bit on how these actually work. So you can replace the tails. You can replace the tails. Now, you've got to do this properly. I don't know if you can see this. You probably can't. Maybe I'll do a video afterwards. But you slide the tail through this loop and you put that cap down, but you need to put it through a couple of times or tie a knot. So just weave it through like 2 or 3 times and then put the cap down, and it stays on heaps better. Yeah, if you just put it through once, that tends to sometimes come out because that'll move up and it'll come out. So make sure, weave it or tie a knot. I'm going to ask the factory who assemble them to do it like that from now on. But just make sure you do that, and you won't go through as many tails.
They're only $10 anyway.
Yeah, but it's still about you still don't want to lose them.
No,
though,
that's
right?
right.
Yeah.
You want to have a decent.
But what I am going to try is, so I'm talking to Nico at the moment about making these out of the tough stuff, and also I'm going to chop a tail off a Door Matador, that curly bit, and I'm going to try put it on there and see what happens as well.
And of course, we've actually had some people get back to us saying, go and chuck a jelly baby on it, because those two together, it's almost like a couple of little squids together. It gives it the action and the also, of course, it's got a colour. It's got flavour.
Yeah.
So you got everything together, and it actually works reasonably well on that too. Well, it works very well on that. So jelly babies. They're such an underrated lure, I reckon. Like, we should have put a diagram on the outside of the package, showing how they go on the back of any lure.
I'm not too good at doing the packaging diagrams, mate?
Yeah, well, probably it was up to me to say something.
Yes, I'll blame.
So
should we blame you then? Okay, blame you.
So yes, that's
anything else?
the only thing.
Top Gun rod.
So it just comes down to like when it comes to Christmas this year. Yes, you can go and get yourself like one of our latest G-bombs, because Paul said to me even before Mike Trail said how good they were. He said to me, "Look, hand on heart, they're the most amazing lure. They're out fishing everything at the moment." I was a bit sceptical. I haven't even been out there with you so far.
Most people are when it comes to human. They go, what the heck is this? You know.
And but you told me, and Mike, who's out there all the time, has backed you completely up.
Yeah.
So that's very cool. But if you want to have a lot of fun, go and get one of these little tan suies. This is what we've been using with our light gear.
So much
It's just like it'll transform your life. Like you'll be catching your dinner and your friends and your neighbours as well. You'll get more bites.
Yeah.
You'll catch a wider variety of fish. You'll have more fun. You'll have more hookups.
Yeah, and I understand, because it happened to me, is when someone first tells you about this, you go, oh, you're right. You're very skeptical about it, going, I don't want to catch little fish on a little rod. But once you have a go, I won't promise you, but there's a high chance you're going to change your mind about it. Yeah. I was out fishing with Andre the other day. He was the same. He said, I don't want to do that. I want to catch big fish. And now he loves it too. Yeah. So it's just about, just try it. and have a go. And there's a high chance you're actually going to love it. Yeah.
And the other thing I just want to bring up is this Top Gun, which we came up with recently.
That's amazing.
What I like about it is that because we've got so much length to it, you can actually fit more features into it. So it's just as at home, casting out little soft bait, like we're talking about, say, actually, where are they? Just the standard little. Here we go. So chucking out, say, a 3/8 or a ½ ounce with a little soft bait on the back. For the penny-sized fish, as it is, say if you accidentally hook a kingfish, it's still got the power there to go and handle that. So light and sensitive at the tip to go and handle just pennies, but power if you even want to go and get kingies, give you a good chance
and it's
with it.
So light. We just had the
like
rod designer here actually, and he was telling us how this is the strongest blank he's made for us, and it's like the weight of a feather, mate. It's amazing.
Yeah. It is.
It's such a good rod. I reckon it's probably one of our best rods we've ever made, thanks to Mark.
Yeah, thank you, mate.
And if you're a soft baiting connoisseur and you do it a lot, it's definitely worth checking this rod out, because it's a high-end rod, but it's a medium price.
That's right. It's like
it's as good as
any $800 rod.
It's as good as any $800, $1,000 soft bait rod out there.
I believe so.
Probably, maybe even better, and it's $500.
Yeah.
So if you're into soft baiting, make sure you go and check them out.
Yeah. It looks long when you're in the store, but you soon get used to it. People get freaked out by that, but it's just because we have to fit so many different qualities in, and it just works. It's a weapon.
So I promised you I was going to tell you where the fish are. So let's have a look. See? Just give me a second to change over to the map. And how do we do that? We go there. Is that it? Uh-oh. So, can you guys see that? I think you can see that. Can you guys see the map? Hang on a minute. Don't know. What's happened?
Oh, and by the way, we've seen a few of your comments. We'll go and reply to those
man,
when we get a
happened.
chance.
Hang on. Oh, there we go. So I go to the map, and something weird's happening. There we go. So where are first I go where the workups have been, and I don't know, we talked about the weather tomorrow. It's minties. Tomorrow, the weather's changing. If you can get out there tomorrow, make sure you get out there.
Weekends are right too.
So workup action. Here, and also about here. So if you went to here and drove out to here, you're going to come across something. So this is the area where you will find workup action, even in here sometimes. But there's workups at the back of D'Urville, but the fish seem to be quite small. So you go to the next band of workups, so a bit further, and there's some decent fish out there now. There's some fish 70 centimetres. You've got a high chance of catching some 70 centimetre snapper out there now.
Wow.
So it seems like something's changed a bit, and the fish are a bit bigger.
Get your PB.
Yeah, and anchovies. Anchovies are same spots. They are every year. So where have I seen them? See them here.
Did you know all that area is going to be probably made into a reserve, mate?
I'm not doing it. So around here, I've seen them. And also here, around here, through here, anchovies. And then I didn't see many through here, and then I saw some more just by the barges, because there's a colony of terns right there. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. They live there.
I've seen them around there too.
Oh, so around there. And Mark's just pointed out he's seen them around here.
Yeah.
So around here as well. So all the kind of traditional spots where the anchovies gather. I'm sure they're at other places as well.
Whangaparaoa.
Yeah, I'm sure if you live up Whangaparaoa way, it's definitely going to be worth checking out around this area here. And also heard the other day there's been quite a few good workups in this area here as well. So there you go. There's my promise made true.
Yep, I've got one last thing to do.
Hang on. Marky's got one last thing to do. What would you like to do?
And just finally, I know it's really difficult to consider it when you've got pissing down rain outside, but I think it's really important that everyone looks after themselves. Like we do protective clothing.
Oh yeah.
And these here,
These are cool,
you
mate.
can
Let me put them on. What are you doing?
We've got
These
two
are really
different
cool.
sizes. One is
Yep.
medium, and
Oh,
one's large or something.
one's large, one's
Yep.
medium, I think.
Yep. So those there, they can transform any t-shirt into something that's going to protect you.
Yep.
We've also, like, I go bang on about these gloves a bit, but oops, I forgot both.
And do it. I had some skin cancer cut out 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, got a good big slice of my leg. So
Yeah. These gloves, like I keep banging on about them because they just last really well.
I'll put them on.
Yep, they're smart. They provide just the right amount of protection without taking away your sensitivity, and they even smell. They smell nicely fishy, don't they?
They smell
you can,
nice.
You can tell that I've actually been wearing them a lot.
Oh,
those there are
they
about
actually don't
these are
smell
about
a fish.
they're about 2 years old, and
Ooh.
look, they still are in great
Where's
shape.
the thing, mate? Have you got the one with the holes in
Yep,
it? This
yep.
is my favourite one. And you probably don't know because we kind of missed it on
That's
the
my
marketing.
favourite.
These ones, the one with the holes in it. Look at that.
So just
Put your hat on. You're all good to go.
Yeah. I know people, like when you're young, you just
Yeah.
you think you're indestructible, that you're not going to ever get old enough to worry about it. But to me, having something to protect your face, I'm not very good at putting on any sort of potions and lotions because I don't like the grease and that sort of stuff all over my body.
Yeah.
So I always have on those there. I have the gloves on, and I got I actually prefer this one. Paul likes that one.
Yep.
And between them, you just look after yourself so that you don't leave your family early on.
Really do it, guys. It is a thing.
For hardly any money.
As you get
It's
older,
like $20 or something.
Yeah, as you get older, like I went to the doctor 4 months ago. Had this little red thing on my leg. I go, I was that ringworm. He goes, nah, mate, you better go to the skin cancer
Stay
doctor.
quick.
Went to the skin doctor. He said, it's not the dangerous one, but if you leave it, it could be. So cut it out. I got a scar that big in my leg, and I'd had it there for a year or so. I didn't think anything of it, mate. So make sure
You
you
look
go.
like a mass murderer.
Make sure you go and get. Oh, I should take it off, really. So make sure you go and get checked out with the skin cancer boys.
Yeah,
it
that is serious.
It is the thing you got to do, Yeah.
Yeah, no, I fully agree.
And now I'm going to get there's a special new one, an acid wash or something. They can acid wash me.
Oh,
Yeah, where they can, any dodgy cells will get killed. So I'm going to do that too.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, that's the main thing. Like, stay safe out there. We've got take advantage of any nice days, but be sensible. Don't go out when it's gnarly.
No.
Especially around bars and that sort of thing. Just
be careful, guys.
Be real careful over the festive season. Be around for us to go and say good day when we come back next year. And just thanks so much for everything.
Is this the last show?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
What? Oh.
There's only like another week and a bit to go, isn't there?
Oh, yes, could be.
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss you all.
But we really appreciate everything that you guys have done. Without you guys supporting us and commenting and having input into what we do, I mean, we're screwed. So thank you so much. It's made a huge difference.
Yeah, and make sure you go and join the Ocean Angler VIP Club if you want to. And we also need to say thank you to Winger Subaru for supporting us.
Thank you.
Friendly
for the great
faces. If you're after a new car and you're a fisherman and you're a family man and you want to take some rubbish to the dump with a trailer, tow your boat, put the family and go camping,
Beach
drive on the
launches.
beach, drive through the forest, launch your boat off the beach.
Look smart in the cities.
Make sure you come and check out a Subaru because we really like them. They just suit our lifestyle so well. It's no problem driving on grass or, you can just drive anywhere. Even if you want, you're in a traffic jam, you want to drive up the curb and go on the grass, you can do that.
And our kids are very proud to be in them too, which is something that doesn't necessarily happen.
Yeah, so really cool. So thank you, Winger Subaru. And check out this nice new showroom. So they've even got beers in the fridge. They've got a coffee machine, beers in the fridge. So you can probably come down here, look at a car and ask for a free beer. Hey.
Are you going to?
No, not drinking at the moment.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah,
good on you, mate.
Alcohol free.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. See you later, everyone.
See you, Ocean Angler
Have
signing
a good
out.
Christmas, and you will still see us on Facebook, but maybe just not one of these shows.